Hi, it's Jnwynn with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. Today is August 23rd, and we are home. I had a couple of things that I had to do yesterday and whatnot, and Tuesday was our day way over in Hoover's working on our embroidery projects. I'll show you a picture of that at the end. I have not got a whole lot accomplished other than finishing that shawl. I do have it typed up. I don't have it ready to go yet. Hopefully it'll be ready to go out next week. I need to get some pictures, and it's been rainy, and where I want to take the picture I've not been able to get to take yet. So I'm looking forward to getting that out probably next week sometime. Like I said, I don't have anything finished. I'm continuing to work on the mats. I've got about another, I think 18 inches on a second mat to do. And today, earlier, I had to run up to Altoona to deliver a breast prosthesis. And generally, when I go to Altoona, I always like to go to Hobby Lobby. So, because, if I'm going to drive an hour and a half away, I'm going to stop at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to try to arrange for that driving day to be on a day when Hobby Lobby is open. And of course, this week, they have the yarn marked down 30%. Last week when I went with my husband, the yarn was not on sale. It was the regular price marked on the balls, which, as you know, has the plain I Love This Yarn has gone up from $3.99 to $4.99. And a lot of those have gone up $1 in price. So I was kind of glad that I stopped in there while it was 30% off. And I'm going to show you a couple acquisitions. Fall is coming soon, and of course our October babies are going to need some pumpkin hats. So I did get a big ball of this Crafters Big Idea, the Secret Crafters, and this is acrylic, and it's just in plain orange. There's about, got turned upside down, can't see it. There are 810 yards, 16 ounces, so I should be able to get about 24 or so hats, maybe 25 out of that. I also got 2 skeins of this in the Meadow Dance. I really like that variegated yarn. And I got 2 of those. And I got 2 of the little dollops in the color Apple Essence. And then, of course, when you're down there, you have to stop by the clearance aisle to see if there's anything in there. There are a couple of things in there. There are 4 or 5 yarns that were in there, and I really didn't care for most of them, but these 2 I like, even though it's a lot like what I call homespun, but it's not too bad to work with. And this was marked down to $1.99, and this is the Yarn Bee Ciao Bella Aurora Hill, and the color is called Aurora Hill. That just looks like fall to me, as well as this one. And it was $1.99 as well. And this is in the color Moonlit Mesa, which any of you that have been around the Southwest where you're able to see mesas, you do see a lot of this coloring in it when it begins to darken. So I thought I would get those, and I did. So there. This afternoon over at the Senior Center, we had a cooking session, which we made this kind of Yale kale salad with some mixed greens and had a lot of vegetables like lemon cucumbers, which that was a new thing for me. I didn't think they had much flavor. There's just supposed to be cucumbers. They kind of look like a lemon. They're just, kind of roundish. And a light pale green. First I thought she was holding up apples. And it had raw zucchini in it. Sweet corn. Tomatoes. What else was in it? I should have got the recipe out. And onions and, it's just some different other salad. Oh, bell peppers. Or as they call them here in Pennsylvania, mango peppers. First time I was at a Subway asking for the bell peppers, kid looked at me real funny. He goes, "Do you want those hot peppers, those little banana peppers?" I said, "No, the green ones right there, the bell peppers." He said, "Oh, you want mangoes?" All right, that's not a mango to me, but okay. If it's a mango to you, give me some mangoes. So, everywhere you go, you have a different name for different things, so it's kind of interesting. And that was nice, and we made a fresh, like ranch-style dressing with Greek yogurt and some buttermilk and, dill and chives and garlic and some parsley and a little lemon juice. Wasn't too bad. It was a little tangy. But I didn't think it was as tangy as some of the other gals thought it was. I kind of liked it. It was nice and it was refreshing. So we had a little taste test of that. I mean, you don't have a real big meal. You just have, a little taste test. So then we go on, and that was the end of the day. And the only other thing is, this past week, they had put up the video of the hats at UPMC, and I will link one of the videos there down below. And I think they've named the title to those is Little League's Youngest Fans. And what they did is they took all the babies in the nursery, and someone had donated UPMC onesies for the baseball season, because this is Little League week in Williamsport. And then they put all of our little caps on them that look like baseballs. So they did a video of them, in the nursery with all the hats. It's really a cute video. The only thing is they attribute it to Naughty Knitters, which Naughty Knitters was part of a group of previous Senior Circle and the program that they're developing at UPMC for the seniors. But Naughty Knitters is no more. There were only 2 of us that were going on a regular basis. So we chose to move that over to the Senior Center. And actually, the only Naughty Knitter that made hats was me. The rest of the girls are part of the Mill Hall Senior Center out of the STEP agency. So, when you hear that, just know that it was the women at the Senior Center with the knitting and craft crochet group that made those hats. And this is something that always happens. They attribute it to someone else. And you can tell it bothers me a little bit, because I think the people that do the work should get the acknowledgement for it. So that's about it. I am going to give you a list of a few people, new people that I have been watching, recently discovered this week. So it's a little bit of a shout out as well. And the first one is Desiree of dizzystitches Crochet, and I will link that down below. She lives in Kansas, and she has 2 children who have autism. So she has already put out there that she will be doing some autism awareness, but she has taken us on a trip to one of the amusement parks with the family, and it's I like watching her because it's like down to earth. You're getting to see a part of her family, and as well, because she has little ones, she's in and out, and she'll have to put the video on pause to go off for that. But Desiree, you're doing a bang up job. So keep it up. We look forward to seeing more from you. The other is Sara of Sara-Sarbear's Creative Cave. And Cindy of Cindy Hearts Crochet. The other one is Katrina Chadwick. Katrina is mostly scrapbooking, but she has started a crochet podcast as well. From the sounds of it, she'll most likely just do that once a month, but she has quite a few interesting things to see. The other one is Emilia of Crochet Lover Crochet Podcast. Now, she is a teenager, and she's learning the ropes, going through and learning how to use her equipment, and she has some fantastic projects that she's done. So I hope you will give all these ladies a good chance and see what's going on. I don't know if any of you follow Mikey of the Crochet Crowd. The other day he did something that was quite hysterical on his Facebook group. And it was basically, he'd been to the dentist, had some dental work done, and his face was still pretty numb, or as he called it, frozen. So he did a how-to crochet for beginners video, and it's funny, because he's making fun of the fact that he's drooling, his mouth is numb, and as he's talking, telling you what he's going to do, and he's got the Kleenex, I've got to wipe the drool and all this. He is also, as he's getting ready to do the podcast, or the teaching you how to crochet, he says, "Are you ready?" Now, I find that funny because my kids, my boys, when they were younger, we used to go to the stock car races, and we were kind of friends with someone who was one of the drivers and who let me drive his car a couple times for the powder puff. And he used to tell the boys when they would say, "What do you do?" He'd say, "I go woundy wound." So my boys, and he would make fun and say, "Woundy wound, look, there's a rabbit," because there's a lot of rabbits out where we lived in New Mexico, in the back and everything. And so the kids would just say that. And they were talking one day in class about the stock car races. I think they were maybe I don't know if they were still in the first grade or second grade. And they were twins. I have twins. They were my firstborns. And they were talking about the woundy wound and rabbits in the yard and going on and on and on. And, a couple of weeks later, I get this note from the teacher wanting me to come in for a parent-teacher conference. So I come in, and she tells me that they've been doing very well with their speech therapy. And I kind of looked at her and I said, "What? What are they going to speech therapy for?" She said, "Well, because instead of using R, they use a W sound. They say woundy wound and wabbits." And I just started laughing. She looks at me and she goes, "What? This isn't funny, Mrs. Roa." And I said to her, "I'm sorry, but the reason they're talking about wabbits and woundy wounds is because we have a friend who's a race car driver, and he's always teasing and sillying up and acting like a fool and calling it woundy wounds. And when they see the rabbits out in the backyard, he calls them wabbits." they know how to say their R's, which they did. But when I sat them down later that day to ask them, why were you doing that in school when you know your R's? They both told me because they got out of class. They got to go to the classroom with the one teacher by themselves. So we had a little come to Jesus meeting. Explained to the boys, no, that's not funny. It's not good to do. You don't really need speech therapy because you know your letters, you know your words. Now, stop. You know that Connie was joking whenever he said that. Yeah, but we think it's funny. It's not funny in school. Don't do it. So, but, and I thought it was interesting because, my first thought is, you're going to put someone's child, and I did give the teacher a hard time. I said, you're going to put my children into speech therapy without contacting me, letting me know. What was that about? So, we had a good discussion. I had a discussion with the principal, who I went to high school with. I told her I didn't think that was right. Let's not do that. From now on, that you need to notify the parent so the parent can be aware that there are issues and they can get other help if they need to. Let's not keep it top secret at school. So, yeah. So anyway, that's what I thought. It was funny. It just reminded me of that and the boys and, those kind of things. So if you ever get a chance to watch that video, go watch it because it's kind of cute and it's funny. Down below, you will find the links to the other channels that I have mentioned, as well as the video to the video of the babies with the hats on it, if you'd like to go see that. Other than that, I will see you again possibly tomorrow afternoon. Everybody have a great day. Remember to be kind. Bye.